Chosen one, do not scroll past this. What you are about to hear carries more weight than you realize. Before we go any further, take one slow breath. Invite the Holy Spirit to quiet your heart. This is not entertainment. It is a moment of discernment. This is not just about a broken connection. It is about divine repositioning. The silence you gave her wasn't rejection. It was revelation. And what she didn't expect is that God would use that silence to expose everything she tried to hide. Hear me with a shepherd's heart. This message is not to make you proud, bitter, or cruel. It is to heal you, to strengthen you, to keep you pure so you don't carry resentment into your next season. She thought she could control the narrative by walking away first. But when you didn't chase, when you stood in your God-given dignity, something broke inside her. That silence became a mirror she never wanted to face. Now she is wrestling with her own reflection, whispering your name like it is both a curse and a cry for healing. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Chosen one, if your chest has felt tight recently, listen closely. If your nights have been heavy, if you have asked God, was I wrong for going quiet? This is your reminder. God can use restraint to protect a tender heart. She told others she cut you off, but truthfully, she was stunned you didn't come running back. In her mind, you were supposed to beg, you were supposed to plead, you were supposed to fall apart, but you stood firm, and that is when the chains she once wrapped around your soul began to snap. That is why she is angry. That is why she is unraveling, because the power she once held it is gone and she feels it. But don't rush into conclusions. Pause and discern. Is your silence producing peace, purity, and clarity, or is it feeding pride and punishment? Because heaven's silence never poisons the soul. It heals it. She is walking through cycles of rage, denial, and regret. She is replaying every word you ever said, every silence you held. But there is something she swore she would never let you know. Deep down, she regrets it. Pride won't let her speak it, but heaven sees what the lips won't confess. And even if she never admits it to you, you don't need her confession to be free. Your freedom is anchored in God, not in their apology. And now cracks are forming. Cracks in the story she has tried to rewrite. And through those cracks, the truth is slipping out. Don't look away, chosen one. You are not just watching closure, you are watching freedom unfold. This is how God has always moved. He separated Joseph before he promoted him. He led Israel through a wilderness before he brought them into promise. Sometimes the quiet is the corridor where God reforms your identity. Now, as you step forward into this divine role, I invite you to declare your readiness. If you are ready to receive the truth of this situation, I want you to perform a small act of faith right now. Type 777 in the comments below. Do it as a sign of your acceptance, as a bold statement that you are ready to walk in your God-given strength. Type 777 and lock in your spirit, and make sure you stay with me until the very end, because we will be closing with a powerful prayer that will break every lingering chain still trying to hold you back. And as you type 777, whisper this in your spirit: Lord, keep my heart clean. Teach me to be firm without being hard. Teach me to be peaceful without becoming cold. Chosen one, listen closely. Don't scroll, don't blink. What you are about to receive isn't gossip. It is a revelation. It is what no one told you, but what heaven is now allowing to come to light. You see, the anger you see on her face is not hatred. It is the shadow of heartbreak. It is the echo of a soul that thought it was in control until you took your silence and walked away. She told people she let you go. She performed peace in front of her circle. She laughed louder. She smiled harder. She claimed she was free. But behind closed doors, she has been wrestling with a truth she cannot admit, not even to herself. The truth is, your silence didn't just end a chapter. It exposed what was hidden underneath her surface. And it started something she cannot stop now. She is unraveling. She covered her pain with distractions. She tried to bury it in conversations with strangers. She tried to bury it in other faces, in stories crafted to sound like victory. But heaven saw the real story, the one that played out when the lights were off, when no one was looking. She stared at your pictures, unable to delete them, not because she didn't want to, but because she couldn't. They anchored her to a feeling she swore she had buried. Every glance made her ache, not from bitterness, but from a care she refused to name. And she once stared at a blinking cursor, her fingers frozen, her heart racing with words that stayed locked behind fear. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it? Jeremiah 17:9. She wanted to move on. She wanted to forget. But the storm inside her didn't let her, because you were never just someone passing through. You were a mirror, and mirrors are hard to forget. She wanders into your world like a shadow, not daring to step in but unable to turn away, pretending she doesn't care. But every update you post, every sign that you are healing, cuts her deeper than she expected. Every sign that you are glowing, every sign that you are rising, it confuses her spirit. Because in her version of the story, you were supposed to fall apart. You were supposed to come crawling back. She even said it aloud to someone. They should have run back by now. Why are they stronger without me? Those weren't words of confidence. They were confessions from a crumbling kingdom. She wears a mask, but it is slipping. She says you meant nothing, yet your name still lingers on her lips when no one is listening. She has mentioned you in passing, in whispers, in moments when she thought it was safe. Bitter one moment, nostalgic the next, but always present. Because when someone keeps speaking your name, they haven't moved on. They have just learned to dress their longing in silence. Don't be fooled by her fire. It is not strength, it is panic. Panic that she lost the one thing she never expected to lose, your absence. And that absence is louder than any argument you ever had. It is what keeps her pacing the room at night, replaying your last words, wondering how you got so strong without her. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. Isaiah 40:31. And you waited, chosen one. You let God do the healing. You didn't chase, you didn't beg. And now the one who thought they held power is spiraling. She is haunted now by memories, by the silence, by the truth she tried to hide under performances. She told someone recently, I can't stand the quiet. I didn't think they would become so unshakable. Those weren't words of pride. They were the last flickers of control burning out. Because when you walked away, you didn't just exit the room. You took the script she was writing and tore it up. Now she is checking on you quietly, repeatedly, through mutual friends, through burner accounts, through late-night scrolls she claims are meaningless. But heaven sees all, and there is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed or hidden that will not be made known. Luke 12:2. Every time she hears your name, it is like a match striking in her chest, because you broke a cycle, and cycles hate to be broken. She has tried to erase you, but the truth is, your presence lingers in the room, in her mind, in conversations where she acts like you don't matter, but everyone around her knows better. You were never just someone. You were a turning point, and now that you are gone, her soul is spinning. The most shocking part is the message she never sent. It is still sitting in her phone. Words meant for you, words full of regret, of longing, of truths she couldn't say when it counted. In it, she talked about missing you, about nights where the silence felt heavier than anything she could carry. She wrote about the way your name still shows up in random moments, in a song, in a crowd, even in a stranger's voice. And each time her chest tightens. But pride is a powerful prison. It tells her to stay quiet, to act unbothered, to pretend the door was always meant to be closed. And yet behind that door, she waits. Not because she is ready to change, but because part of her still believes you might come back. She doesn't know the door is already sealed by heaven, because this silence was ordained. This cutting off it wasn't rebellion on your part, it was obedience. Come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord. 2 Corinthians 6:17. And when you chose peace over patterns, heaven backed you. When you chose clarity over chaos, heaven backed your decision. That is why you feel lighter. That is why she feels lost. Her anger is not what it seems. It is not power. It is panic. It is not peace. It is a plea. And what she fears most is that you have already stepped into a future that no longer requires her presence to be complete. She talks, she watches, she wonders, but she cannot undo what has already been broken in the spirit. You broke the chain. You interrupted the pattern. And that is why she cannot sleep. Every time you thought she was done, she circled back in secret. Every time you assumed she let go, she clung tighter in the dark. But now the truth is spilling. No mask can hold it back. The performance is cracking. The curtain is falling. And what is left is a heart exposed by heaven. She is mad, but not because you hurt her. She is mad because she could not control you. She is mad because you didn't break. She is mad because the God in you stood taller than the storm in her. And now your growth is louder than her silence. What the enemy meant for evil, God turned for good. Genesis 50:20, and he did. Look at you now, standing stronger, walking in clarity, breathing in peace. So don't scroll, don't miss this. You were never being abandoned. You were being set free. And freedom always reveals the truth in those who never wanted you to have it. She is unraveling, not because you cut communication, but because heaven said, enough. And when heaven speaks, everything hidden must come to light. You see, this isn't just the end of a story. It is the beginning of an unveiling. And heaven has timed this moment perfectly. She thought distance would weaken you. She believed the silence would drive you back into her orbit, that the absence of words would make your world collapse. But instead of breaking, you blossomed. Instead of shrinking, you rose. Your silence became your crown, and hers became her prison. She told herself she was finished. She acted like you were erased, but the truth is, she never let you go. She wanders through your timeline like someone searching for echoes of the past. Your name still shakes her. It is not hatred, it is haunting. Every time she hears it, her spirit stirs because that name carries power, and she knows it. The anger you see that is just the surface. Underneath there is a confession she cannot say aloud. I miss them and I hate that I do. Her fury isn't rooted in hate. It is born from helplessness. She expected you to crawl, to plead, to beg. But when you didn't, when you stood firm and chose peace, something inside her fractured. The script she wrote where she was in control was shattered by your silence. And then came the confession, not to you, but to someone close. She said, how are they glowing without me? How are they smiling when I'm not there? She didn't even realize what she revealed in that moment, but heaven did. It is the glow she cannot stand. It is not arrogance, it is healing. It is the light of someone who no longer needs validation from the hands that used to wound them. That is the kind of turnaround you are walking in right now, and that is what unsettles her most. She admitted it when you cut communication. She lost a part of herself. She won't say it to your face, but she told others, I feel like something in me broke when they went quiet. And while she covers that break with pride, heaven knows better. The truth has already been recorded in the spirit. Don't skip this because what comes next pierces deeper. She has been pretending to move forward, smiling, posting, laughing, but every bit of it has been an act rehearsed to perfection. Her heart, though, is still caught in the last moment she heard your voice. She replays it in her mind, rewriting every conversation, wishing she had said more or said less. Each mental replay doesn't bring peace. It brings more restlessness, and the anger that comes out isn't aimed at you, it is aimed inward, because what she lost wasn't just connection, it was control. You see, the silence you gave her didn't just remove your voice, it introduced her to hers. And now, in the quiet, she has to live with it. And what does it say? It says that you never needed her to be whole. It says that you were always stronger than she wanted to believe. That is the truth that is wrecking her. And then there is the fear. quiet but constant. The fear that someone else will now stand where she once stood, that another will hear your laughter, receive your loyalty, witness your growth, that someone else will be trusted with what she once took for granted. That fear, chosen one, is what keeps her circling. Her silence is loud, loud with unsent messages, loud with unspoken apologies, loud with admiration she cannot admit. Don't scroll, because now we are getting to the part no one expected. She never believed you would honor yourself like this. She assumed silence meant surrender, but it meant strength. She thought it would bring you back crawling, but it crowned you with clarity. And that clarity shook her system, because she never thought you would rise this high without her. Her anger is not rebellion, it is reflection. It is what happens when someone is forced to look into the mirror you left behind, and they don't like what they see. And now your strength has become something she secretly envies. She won't say it, but she wishes she had what you have, the ability to walk away and still stand tall. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him and he helps me. Psalm 28:7. That has been your posture, that has been your anchor, and because you trusted the Lord, he lifted you. She can see it, the glow, the peace, the protection, and it unsettles everything she once believed about herself. Her story isn't holding up anymore, not to others, not even to herself, because while her mouth says, "I'm fine," her trembling hands tell the truth. At night, they scroll through memories, through old threads, through moments she thought she had forgotten. But forgetting is hard when the silence keeps reminding her of what she didn't value when she had it. And here is the part that will leave you speechless. The words she wanted to say never crossed her lips. They stay trapped, half confession, half surrender, a draft full of words that should have been said when it mattered. She wrote about how she misses your presence, about the weight of the quiet, about how your absence feels like a room with the air sucked out. She poured it out in secret, and then she didn't send it, because pride still chained her mouth even when her heart was ready to speak. And yet heaven sees drafts. Heaven sees the hidden words. Heaven sees the war inside. Now hear this. She is not just mad at you. She is mad at herself. Mad for not holding on. Mad for thinking you would always be available. Mad for losing something she thought she owned. And every day without your voice is a reminder that she miscalculated your worth. She expected you to collapse, but instead you conquered. And that is what has flipped the entire story. This revelation isn't meant to make you bitter, it is meant to set you free. Because when someone resents your growth, it is not your burden to carry. It is their lesson to learn. Stay right here because there is one last truth you need to hear regarding her internal state. Her longing isn't just about missing you. It is about seeing finally that your destiny was never dependent on her presence. And that chosen one is the most terrifying revelation she has had to face. The story has flipped completely. You will see exactly why cutting communication wasn't just the best decision. It was the divine one. Her silence told the truth. And so did your glow. Keep walking. You are not missing anything behind you. You are walking into everything ahead of you. What is about to be revealed was never meant for your ears. But heaven in divine timing has allowed these words to rise, so you would finally see what was always hidden behind her anger. This isn't bitterness. This isn't hate. This is the silent breakdown of someone who thought control was love, and who now realizes that silence speaks louder than anything she could have shouted. She whispered it, thinking no one would ever hear, "I hate that they are stronger without me. I thought they needed me, but I was the one who needed them." Those words slipped out not in humility, but in frustration, because the truth has become unbearable. She sees you thriving, she sees your peace, and it breaks the illusion she built. She told the world she was over it, but heaven heard the truth echoing in her private places. She carries your presence into every silent room. She doesn't speak your name aloud, but it is written in the atmosphere around her. The laughter she fakes doesn't cover the ache she hides. And that ache was never meant to grow. It only grew because she never believed you would actually stay silent. She thought she was the one who walked away. But it was your stillness that struck the final blow. And now, in secret, she does the one thing she swore she would never do. She revisits the messages, the ones you sent, the ones she claimed she deleted, but they are still there, still glowing, still pulling her back to the moment where the connection slipped from her hands. Each word is a mirror now, and the reflection shows her everything she lost. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest. Luke 8:17. No disguise can conceal the weight of a heart unraveling, not because you exposed her, but because the weight of pretending is too heavy to carry. You walked away without begging, without warning, without leaving the door cracked open, and that decision, your decision to choose silence over chaos, became the very thing she never anticipated. She expected you to fold first, but what she thought was surrender was actually the stillness before the storm of your transformation. And now it follows her into every room. She is mad, yes, but not at you. She is mad at the silence because it reminds her daily that she no longer holds power. No matter how loud her pride tries to drown it out, she said something else, something she never wanted you to know. I watch them in secret. I can't stop checking if they are happy without me. That is not resentment. That is longing dressed in denial. She is still tugging at a thread that you already cut, hoping somehow it might reconnect. But heaven has closed that door for good, and her soul knows it. Even if her pride can't say it, she fakes indifference. But her restlessness betrays her. When she says your name doesn't matter, her voice shakes. When she says she is done, her actions scream otherwise. Because peace doesn't stalk what it has forgotten, and healing doesn't look backward. You need to understand what your silence has truly done. It didn't break her, it revealed her, and soon everything hidden will surface. Not because you sought revenge, but because heaven always brings truth into the open. She built her identity around control, around being the one who was needed. But when you stopped needing her, she lost the part of herself that fed on your dependence. She said you were weak, but you rose. She said you wouldn't last without her, but you glowed. And every time she sees you now, she is not just reminded of you. She is reminded of the version of herself that failed to keep you. She crafted stories about you to others, said you were dramatic, said you were too much, but her hands tremble at night with the weight of what she never said. Because the truth is, she still carries the hope that one day somehow the silence will end. She tells herself she will never reach out, but in quiet moments she mouths the lines. She never had the courage to voice the apology rehearsed, but never spoken. She is not angry because you left. She is angry because you didn't look back, and that, beloved, is why heaven sealed your silence with purpose. She confessed only once in a quiet moment. She thought no one would remember. I thought they would run back. I thought they couldn't survive without me. But you did. And not only did you survive, you flourished. You became the evidence that she was never holding your future, only blocking the door to it. Her anger is not about hate. It is about fear. Fear that she has been replaced. Fear that someone else will sit where she used to. Fear that you are now out of reach and her grip is gone for good. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. When your heart broke, heaven moved. And while she was building walls, God was building you. That is why you feel different now. That is why you can breathe without her shadow. She is drowning in regret, but she wears it like armor. Bitter words in public, quiet tears in private. The two lives of a woman who thought control would make her invincible. But instead, your absence became the storm she cannot calm. She has been living in two worlds, the one where she appears strong and the one where she is haunted. Your voice still echoes in her mind. Your name still lingers. And though she pretends otherwise, heaven has recorded every glance back, every message unsent, every question asked about you in rooms where your name isn't supposed to be mentioned. She still believes in some small corner of her heart that the silence might break in her favor, that somehow the page might turn back. But what she doesn't understand is this: the silence didn't just break her story, it broke the cycle. And now she is mad, not because she is free, but because she is exposed. The truth is catching up to her, and every time she sees your strength, it reminds her of the moment she lost control, not over you, but over the image of herself she was desperately trying to maintain. She still loves you, but her pride won't let her say it. That is why she lashes out. That is why she shifts blame, because vulnerability is terrifying and control was easier. But control has a cost, and now she is paying it with every moment she spends, wondering if you are happier without her. This is the revelation. When you cut communication, you didn't just leave the conversation, you left the cycle. You exited the room where your worth was questioned and your peace was disturbed. And now, heaven has crowned that silence with strength. Your decision, painful as it was, has become your power, and she knows it. Her silence is not peace, it is pressure, the kind that builds until it cracks. And soon, it will. Because truth always breaks through. She isn't chasing because she doesn't care, she is chasing because she is afraid. Afraid that you have outgrown the space she thought she would always occupy. Afraid that her influence has ended. Afraid that this time you are not coming back. And she is right. You have risen beyond her reach, not out of spite, but by grace. Heaven knew what you didn't, that her presence couldn't go where you are going. And now her greatest fear is being fulfilled before her eyes. You are glowing, and she cannot stop watching. She has been living two lives, one for the crowd, calm, cold, untouched, and another in the quiet where her hands tremble with truths she can no longer bury. She put on a face of anger, of detachment, of being over it. But beneath that performance is a storm, not a storm you caused, but one her own choices created. And your silence, it was the lightning bolt that split the sky. She believed that cutting communication would wound you, that walking away would leave you hollow. But the opposite happened, and it shook her foundation. Because you didn't chase, you didn't beg, you didn't return. Instead, you stood still. And in that stillness, she lost her script. Every moment she tries to act indifferent, her actions betray her. She is still searching. Her eyes glance at familiar places, hoping to catch a glimpse of you. Her ears lean in when your name is whispered. She says you are gone from her mind, but her restlessness proves otherwise. She has been speaking in circles. Half-truths tossed into conversations where your name should never come up, but always does. She says she is done, but her questions tell a different story. She checks. She listens. She wonders while pretending not to care, and those closest to her, they see through it. They hear the crack in her voice when your name is mentioned. The ones around her know the truth, even if she won't say it. Here is the reality. She isn't mad because she stopped caring. She is mad because she cared more than she allowed herself to admit. And now that care is exposed, and she feels seen in the way she least wanted, vulnerable, that is not rage. It is regret in disguise. Regret for every moment she let pride silence love. Regret for letting the connection slip through her hands just to prove a point. She told someone in a whisper soaked with disbelief, "I never thought they could ignore me. I thought I was unforgettable." But chosen one, you did what she thought impossible. You kept walking, you held your peace, and now she doesn't know how to process the power of your absence. Your silence didn't break her in public. It broke her in private because she expected to watch you fold, but instead she witnessed you flourish. And now she is furious, not at your growth, but at her inability to stop it. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. What she thought would be your undoing has become your crown. And still in the dark, she rewrites the story. She imagines your return. She pictures the words she would say if you spoke again. She tells herself she wouldn't care, but she writes endings where you come back. Not because you need her, but because deep down she is still waiting. These imagined reunions, that is where she hides, when the silence gets too loud. She won't tell anyone, not even herself, that she still holds onto hope. But heaven knows, and the angels have already seen her draft the message she will never send. She isn't angry that you left. She is angry that you left without breaking. Her pride told her she was irreplaceable, but your strength proved otherwise. And that strength is what keeps her up at night, tossing, turning, remembering. She sees your peace, and it haunts her. She sees your glow, and it unsettles her. She sees that you didn't just survive, you healed. And that is the part she cannot bear. She didn't lose you the moment you walked away. She lost you the moment she stopped listening. The moment she let silence win over truth. The moment she let ego silence love. And now she is haunted not just by your absence, but by what could have been. She is not just mad at you, she is mad at herself. Because deep down she knows you were the steady presence she never thought would leave. And when you did, it revealed the truth. She wasn't holding you, heaven was. She whispers your name when no one is around. Not in rage, but in remembrance. She tries to delete you in daylight, but in the night you flood her dreams. She wakes up angry, not because of what you did, but because of what her heart still holds. She said once in a moment she wished no one heard, "They don't know what I meant to them, but I know I lost something I'll never replace." And in that moment the truth was louder than all her anger combined. You weren't supposed to walk away with peace, but you did. You weren't supposed to glow without her, but you are, and now her fury doesn't roar, it shakes. A thin veil trying to hide a heart that is still bleeding. She wanted you to believe she didn't flinch, that letting go was easy. But the truth is, she shattered quietly, piece by piece, alone, because she thought you would come back, but your silence became the mirror she couldn't escape. The silence has become her storm, and those storms, they carry truth. They carry the echoes of conversations she wishes she could redo. They carry the ache of decisions made in pride. You are no longer who you were, and she knows it. The version of you that needed her is gone. What remains is someone refined by fire. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. 1 Peter 5:10. You have been established. That is why your silence speaks with authority now. She has lost access not just to your words, but to your spirit. And no amount of stories, no amount of performance can change that. The veil is thinning, and soon the truth will be impossible to hide. Her anger is not dominance, it is damage. Her silence is not strength, it is sorrow. Her pride is not confidence, it is a cage. And the key, you gave it back to heaven the moment you stopped responding. Now she watches, not because she cares to control, but because she can't help but look. She still thinks about the day your voice will return, but heaven has already written a new chapter, one where peace is not disturbed and dignity is not negotiated. So stay right here, chosen one. This is your confirmation. You didn't need to explain. Heaven translated your silence into strategy, and it accomplished what no argument ever could. It revealed the truth. She wasn't as powerful over you as she believed. And now she knows. And now you are free. This is the layer she never wanted peeled back. The truth she kept hidden even from herself is now rising to the surface, not by accident, but by assignment. Heaven has appointed this moment so your heart can finally understand what her silence was really saying. On the outside, she is calm, composed, unbothered. But the people closest to her, they see it. The flickers of pain, the hesitation in her laughter, the way your name shifts the atmosphere when it is mentioned. They know, even if she won't admit it, her secret has already betrayed her. She tried to replace you, tried to distract herself with others. Different names, different voices, different hands, but nothing could echo the weight of the silence you left behind. No one could stand in the space where your presence once lived. And that is why the bitterness keeps growing. It is not because she is healed, it is because she is haunted. Every time she sees you becoming stronger, it stings. Not because you hurt her, but because you healed without her. And that healing has become the evidence she cannot deny. You chose yourself while she chose pride. And that pride, which once felt like power, now feels like chains. Chains she cannot shake. Chains that tighten every time she remembers how easily you walked away. Not from her, but from the confusion she tried to wrap you in. Heaven was near when you walked in silence. What she called rejection was actually your protection. That wall you built, it didn't shut her out. It kept your light from being consumed by her shadows. And now here is the twist, the revelation that flips everything. She still hopes for you, no matter what she says, no matter how loud the silence. Deep inside, there is still a hidden rehearsal happening. She plays out the moment when the door might open again, when your voice might return. She doesn't admit it, not to you, not even to herself. But hope has not died. It just hides behind her anger. And that is the truth that terrifies her most. That hope is why she cannot move on. Why your name still arrests her in conversation. Why silence still weighs on her like a stone tied to the chest. Because this isn't just any silence. It is your silence. And it is the only one that ever made her feel exposed. You cutting communication didn't end her story. It began a new one. One where her emotions, no longer restrained by illusion, now reveal themselves through subtle cracks. Anger that is too sharp, silence that is too loud, emotions that say far more than words ever could. Her love never left. It simply changed its costume. It looks like rage, but underneath it is just fear wrapped in longing. Chosen one, don't move now, because this is the part that will shift everything in your spirit. She told herself that walking away would make her stronger, but your silence undid that fantasy. Instead of empowerment, she found disruption. Instead of clarity, she found questions. Each second you stayed silent pulled back the curtain she tried so hard to keep shut. Because in the silence she saw something she couldn't control, her own dependency. And when she looked in that mirror, she didn't like what she saw. You exposed what she wasn't ready to admit, that you were never the weak one. She thought she was holding the power, but when you didn't chase, when you didn't call, when you didn't come back, the illusion collapsed. Now she is restless, not because of what you said, but because of what you didn't. Your restraint became a mirror, and she cannot stop looking into it. She may wear confidence like a shield in front of others, but in silence her mind reconstructs moments she once thought meaningless. She rewrites them in her mind, trying to imagine how she could have done it differently. But no edit can undo what silence has revealed. And then, in a moment of weakness, she confessed to someone close, "I thought they would chase me. I thought silence would bring them running." Those words weren't planned. They slipped out raw and trembling. And in that slip, everything became clear. She never thought you would have the strength to walk away. But you did. And not only did you walk away, you did it without collapsing. That is why she is mad. Not because you left, but because your silence proved something she never wanted to believe. You valued yourself enough to let her go. And that truth unraveled everything. Every time she sees you smile, it is a reminder. Every time she sees your glow, it echoes, "They didn't need me to rise." That revelation cuts deeper than any rejection, because it reveals that the power she thought she held was never hers to begin with. And the truth keeps building. She is still watching quietly, carefully. She scrolls when no one is watching. She checks. She listens. She notices. Your presence still registers. Even from a distance, your light still reaches her, and it burns. Not because it hurts her, but because it humbles her. And humility is hard when pride has been your armor. Don't scroll now, because here is where the mask starts to fall. Her anger isn't about closure. It is not about punishment. It is not even about you. It is about her heart. A heart that still beats for someone she will never admit she lost. A heart that has memorized the sound of your silence more deeply than the sound of your voice. She is not mad because she let go. She is mad because she never could. Her rage is resistance. Resistance to what she still feels. resistance to the voice inside her that whispers your name when everyone else is gone, resistance to the memory of you that visits in dreams when she least expects it. She tries to erase you in the daylight, but night always tells the truth. She has been rehearsing words of apology, words of longing, words of return, but they remain unsaid, trapped in the space between fear and pride, because saying them would require her to admit something she has fought to deny, that you still matter. She covers her trembling with sarcasm. She buries her ache with distance. But none of it silences the truth, and she knows it. That is why she whispers to herself, "If only they understood what I feel." But the moment passes and her armor returns. Pride wins again. Vulnerability loses and silence continues. But hear this now, this is the root, the final thread. She is mad not because of what you did. She is mad because of what your silence made her confront, that you hold a part of her heart she cannot get back, that your departure didn't just remove a voice, it removed her reflection. You were the mirror she used to understand herself, and now without it she is lost in the silence. Cutting communication forced her to face something she had long denied, her own dependence. And now she is trapped between two truths. She misses you and she cannot admit it. So her anger grows, her silence deepens. But don't mistake either for freedom, because what she truly feels is regret. And heaven has revealed it all, chosen one now that the veil has been lifted and the truth revealed. Take a deep breath. Let this truth settle into your spirit. Your silence was not rejection, it was redirection. What looked like absence was protection. What felt like loss was liberation. Heaven orchestrated your distance not to hurt, but to heal, not to isolate, but to elevate. While she struggled to maintain control, God was working behind the scenes to remove every influence that tried to keep you bound. This wasn't just a breakup, it was a breakthrough. And now as the curtain falls on what once was, you are being invited into something far greater. Peace without apology, healing without delay, and purpose without permission. Let this moment anchor you. Let it remind you that not every wound is yours to explain. Not every silence requires defense. And not every unfinished story deserves a sequel. There are times when the most holy thing you can do is walk away in peace. And trust that what is unraveling behind you is none of your burden to carry. You are not required to fix the heart that tried to break yours. You are not called to shrink so someone else can feel secure. Your only responsibility now is to protect what God restored in you. So what does that look like in everyday life? It means choosing your boundaries and keeping them sacred. It means resisting the temptation to check if they have noticed your absence, and instead focusing on the life you are building in their silence. It means deleting drafts you were never meant to send. It means speaking truthfully with God about the places in you that still feel tender, and allowing His presence, not their attention, to heal them. It means pouring into relationships that pour back. It means refusing to entertain confusion disguised as closure. It means saying no to guilt and yes to growth. Each day, invite the Holy Spirit into your decisions. When the old memories resurface, don't spiral. Surrender. When their name echoes in your mind, don't chase the thought. Bless them and release it. And if you ever doubt the power of your choice, just look at your peace. That peace is your confirmation. That glow is your proof. That silence, it is still speaking. And what it is saying is this: you are no longer theirs to lose. You are free. You are healed. You are whole. And now, beloved, walk boldly in the direction heaven is calling you. Don't glance back. Don't wait for their apology. Let your life be the answer. Let your joy be the echo. Let your stillness be the loudest testimony, because what they tried to control, God has already crowned. And no one, not even them, can unwrite what heaven has already sealed. Before we close this message, Chosen One, let us enter into a sacred space of prayer, because what you have just heard was not a coincidence. And what stirred inside your heart was not confusion. It was confirmation. Now let us seal it in the presence of the Almighty, who saw your tears, who heard your silence, and who ordained your rise. Heavenly Father, we come before you not in weakness, but in full awareness of your strength. We come as vessels poured out, emptied by pain, but ready to be filled with purpose. Lord, you have been our refuge in silence, our strength in stillness, and our guide in confusion. You saw what we could not see. You knew what we dared not admit. And today, we thank you for divine separation that led to supernatural elevation. Lord, we thank you for the silence that protected us. The doors you shut were not rejections. They were redirections. We declare now that what was once seen as abandonment was actually your hand, removing every influence that was not sent from you, every hidden motive, every manipulative hand, every chain disguised as love. You exposed it in your mercy. We ask now, O God, for the strength to continue walking in clarity. Let our silence remain holy. Let it echo not bitterness but boldness. Let it carry not pride but peace. Remind us, Lord, that not every battle needs our voice. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all, because you are our defender, our vindicator, and our witness. Father, we lift up those who misunderstood our silence. We release them not because they deserve it, but because our destiny cannot afford to carry the weight of resentment. Heal their hearts in ways they don't even understand. Let them encounter your grace even in the places they tried to hide. May their pride be met with your presence. May their confusion be met with your conviction. And for the places inside us that still ache, we invite you in. Touch the wounds, Lord, heal the memories. Let not 1 ounce of pain be wasted, but repurposed for glory. Rewire our desires so that we no longer crave what cost us peace. Restore us in identity. Remind us that our worth was never tied to their attention, but anchored in your affection. You are our beginning and our end, the author and finisher of our faith. And if you allowed them to exit, it is because you are writing a better chapter. We declare now we will no longer grieve doors you have closed. We will no longer idolize the version of ourselves we had to be to stay connected to people you were trying to remove. God, we surrender fully. We choose healing over hostility. We choose stillness over chasing. We choose your voice over theirs. And we choose ourselves, the version you redeemed, restored, and revealed. Let our glow remain proof of your glory. Let our peace be the evidence that we chose you first. And let the silence we have held be crowned with divine strength. For what they thought was weakness was actually wisdom. What they thought was distance was actually deliverance. Cover us now, Lord. Go before us into every room our name will be mentioned. Let your light speak louder than any lie. And when our silence speaks again, let it testify of a healing so deep, no apology could have accomplished it. We walk forward, we walk free, and we walk fearless in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, the one who heals the broken and lifts the crushed. Amen. Thank you for opening your heart and walking through this truth with us. If this prayer stirred something in you, don't let it end here. If you feel the chains falling off, if you feel the peace of God settling in your spirit right now, I want you to seal this in the natural realm. Go to the comments and type, "I am free." Write it as a decree. Write it as a prophecy over your own life. Type, "I am free," and let that simple sentence mark the end of your waiting and the beginning of your rising. Let your testimony be part of someone else's healing. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next revelation heaven has prepared just for you. Because your silence isn't just an ending, it is the beginning of power, and your glow, it is just getting started. Stay radiant, stay risen, stay free. God bless you.